It is the 5th of the 3rd month of 1442. We continue the programs on the 25th of the 5th month of 1434 programs on Harold Klemp's Youth Ask a Modern Prophet About Life, Love, and God. Who are the Eckmasters? Al-Quran, Surah 10, Ayat 47, 1636, 1725, and 3524 teach that all the peoples of humanity have had their messenger or avatar to share Islam with them. Eckankar teaches that there are Eckmasters at work in all parts of the world today, and that there always have been Eckmasters. Islam does not say that the presence or the life of a messenger during your time is necessary. Which is right? Islam says God chooses best who to be a prophet. Eckankar now teaches that at a minimum of age 60 and after a minimum of 42 years as a member of the Eckankar Corporation, it is possible. The decision in Eckankar is said to involve Vairagi adepts. Vairag means attached. Islam teaches that there were over 124,000 or 144,000 sent ones. One over each number, and 319 exemplar prophets. Eckankar teaches that there have been 973 living Eckmasters, but only one is the Mahanta, or way shower, at a time. Islam teaches that there have even been more than one living prophet in an area at a time. Islam and Al-Quran, Surah 2, Ayat 136, 2, 285, and 384 leaves no room for the invention of distinctions and discriminations between the messengers of God. Eckankar puts distinctions beyond time and space into their mythology. Peter Zask R. Paul Twitchell is said to give discipline. Mardrup is said to have been with conquering Spaniards. Muksha is said to have roamed with nomadic hunters. Gopal Das is said to have taught physically in Egypt, but in dreams to Native Americans. Simha is said to be a nurturer and the mother of all Eckmasters. As for Katte Daka, she is said to cause a deep love for God. Tawart Mananga is an intellectual black man. Interesting sounding power, but Rabazar Tarz is said to teach purity of character and ideals. There are other examples, but not here. The Eckmasters are said to be directly answerable to God in much the way that the average monotheist is said to. In Al-Quran, Surah 2, Ayat 2 through 5, the God-conscious are invited to join in the Islamic outer ways, Islam as in submission to God, of this age. In Eckankar, one is taught that sort of God realization doesn't occur until at least the 9th initiation. The Eckmasters are said to help one do things that monotheists do by themselves. They are said to know all the big and little secrets of life. In Islam, prophets are said to have limited knowledge. The attention is off the personality of the prophet. And the teachings, a Muslim, for example, would be trusted to follow the teachings for themselves. They are said to know all the big and little secrets of life. In Islam, prophets are said to have limited knowledge. That attention is off the personality of the prophet. Eckankar calls for a focus on the outer form of their leaders that extends to an inner experience of them as being omnipresent. One that's to be interpreted as such. Are they actually omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient? Are those just qualities for God or Sukmad? If one achieves visions of Eckmasters through visualization techniques and wish fulfillment, is there an objective reality to experiences of them as present? Are we to credit unusual experiences of even the 3 historical ones only to our own projection upon our consciousness? Can we live a godly life without them? Are Eckmasters, our traditional ideas about prophets, a better way to be guided? Either way, I like the idea that they all ultimately taught the same spiritual or religious path. Baraka Bashad, may the blessings be. Now, before going on to another program, which, as I've said, as I've pointed out, and you may know otherwise, the Eckankar New Year is midnight on the 22nd of October. So we see the theme of all religions being as one. And it's certain ethnic inflections of religion. I'm not saying that that necessarily has to make a separate religion, but people have pigeonholed it to put their ethnicity, their language, their country, whatever, first. Some people have made it about personalities. Sometimes it's because certain personalities don't quite exist so much anymore. Some people have tried to cover up the existence of certain individuals in their spiritual lineage. Now, about that, I'm not too concerned, because there's a difference between a person and the path. Sometimes it's not that, sometimes the example is perfect, hence the term exemplar prophet. They're, left innocent when they die. At the very least, saying that sort of thing. As I pointed out in one of my biblical programs, it's not going to go up for another couple months, so I guess maybe that this perfecting has been in place. But your time, your learning in a spiritual organization can prepare you to be some level of spiritual master. Now, this book, Your Right to Know, by Darwin Gross, is talking about false prophets and pseudo-masters, that they're unnecessarily causing trouble to the bodies. Why would a true spiritual path need to do that to you? And even more so to the mind and the spirit. Why is this a thing? But sometimes we're developing discipline. That's fine. Some people want shortcuts like drugs, and I guess maybe I'll say more about this when I'm on with someone else, but